I don't care about ads. I don't care about the money, none of that. I just want to build a community of like-minded individuals because I feel like I'm constantly pressed around a bunch of people that don't think like me. And I just figured that if I started reaching out and just being authentic about my journey, where I'm at and what I'm trying to do, that maybe I'll meet other people that are in very similar situations or at least want to continue to grow that can help me expand my mind, and then vice versa, like we can share and swap or whatever. So I'm sitting here in the middle of like pressing t-shirts right now, and I just did a quick little video while I was still pressing. I pretty much just did one shirt because I was so in tune with talking. It's pretty short, but I was pretty much just talking about how realizing like where I am right now, like yes, I've been able to cut out 60% of my finances of like my monthly expenses, but like also like there's another dark side and element to that of realizing like I spent so much time doing that I also haven't focused on like multiplying my income at this point. You know what I mean? And like really realizing like my sources of income are not the best vehicles to get me to where I want to go. And so that's what this is about. I talk a lot about like changing from like cutting my hair off. I had dreads like down middle of my back about a year and a half ago, and I really had to change because they say to what got you here won't get you there. And so I already had to do a major shift in my life to get to where I'm at. And now understanding like an even bigger shift, you know, it completely transforming and like removing everything that I know about money, about myself, about finances, relationships. I'm having to completely let all of that go. And so that's what this video is about. Again, it's super raw. I apologize. The lighting is not that good and everything, but it's authentic. And I'm hoping that captures y'all and y'all see the authenticity and that we get better as we grow. But I don't want to do all the gimmicks, the tricks, the hooks and stuff like that. I just want to create an authentic community, show y'all real numbers, and like not try to gimmick so that we can all grow, if that makes sense. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope that y'all subscribe and stick around so that we can grow together. Again, it's probably not that good, but I promise you we'll grow, and you know, I'll stay committed to it. Thank y'all again. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try to just kind of go about my day-to-day life because I still got work to do, but I want to build a community and like talk to y'all about things that I'm learning. And so if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna press shirts, and then for like 5 minutes, I'm just gonna kind of talk about what's like heavy on me. It's something I just realized about my finances. So if you don't know, I am a server, a bartender, one day throughout the week, and then I serve and bartend Friday and Saturday all day. And then so that leaves Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday that I'm either supposed to be focusing on pressing t-shirts, and lately I have been learning AI and like really digging into tech for like 12 hours a day on those days, and I'll explain to you why. But the reality of what I realized first is on the income that I have currently, right? If you don't know, right now we are trying to get out of debt, and we set a 2-year mark for about $100,000 in debt for us to completely remove that debt for the both of us, because our goal is to be completely financially free. We went out and did like this whole thing of like having our number. We got like vision boards around the house, and so set the number. I posted it in like 4 different places throughout our apartment. And you know, this is like our ultimate goal. It's like a 10-year goal, so it's not nothing huge, but this is our goal. That's our freedom number. And so we have all of these things that we're trying to do. And recently I kind of realized after I was just looking around, like, okay, you know, we can do this, we can go. I started calculating not just what I was saving, but like how much I was actually bringing in. And I realized for the last few months, like every single year, my 2 sources of income, 3 sources, 2 sources, are not bringing any money. There's no income. You know, it's money, but it's enough to go out and like barely kind of do what it is that I'm doing. And I realize this sort of every year, but it made me realize that like I spend so much time at these restaurants. Like on Tuesdays, if I'm completely honest, dog, I'm making like $70 on a Tuesday morning. And so you ask, why don't you go to another restaurant? Well, because for the last 8 years, I've bounced from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. And I think we have to get to our point in life where we're like, you know what, fuck that. Like, I'm done bouncing around. I'm stopping right here. Like, this is the end. There's 2 restaurants I actually work at. But that one brings that. And on Friday and Saturday, like once every blue moon, for some reason, it's like a $800 day each day, you know. for me to be able to do that. Well, that was my, I got my camera right there. Right here, so it's better. What's in there? My bad, shit came in. But I realized that that shit's not, it's not doing it. It's not gonna give me the results that I need as I'm looking and calculating. Like if it continues to be what it is, then it's just not gonna work, right? Yeah. So then it brings me to this, right? And this is so finicky and up and down. And yes, you can get out and like get more businesses and get more of this and try to do all of these things to like increase this. But what I've also learned is because the barrier to entry for this is so low, you got places like Ninja Prints, Jiffy transfers, TM transfers, FN transfers that are all giving us cheaper, more affordable, and then easier ways to do our job, which is a great thing, but it also opens the door for more people to come into this space. My edge is being able to design. So typically what I do is I design all of my products for my customers, you know. But if I were to break this down, I would say that I design all of my products. And I've always just thrown in the designs because for me, that was the easy part, right? Until recently when I tried to start charging. But my designs have always been thrown in. And so I do all of my designs for my customers, except this one, coincidentally. But what I found is that with the rise of like AI, chat GPTs and Soras and all of these different things, it's really hard because people can typically come in and just say, hey, oh, we'll just use this or we'll do that, you know, or they'll go to someone local. And so if I try to tax mine on top of it, I've found that even some of my loyal customers start shopping around. And it's so much easier now to find someone to do these exact tank tops here for $10. You got companies that rise like Ninja Transfers, like Jiffy, who can also offer not just the DTFs, not just the garments, but they can offer the print on demand or the actual print at like $11. It makes it really hard for you to compete and then also make a living because my cost in is still high sometimes, depending on what it is. So for me, it made me realize that there was a major shift and need to transition from this as well, which I've been wanting to transition. I actually never wanted to get into pressing t-shirts ever. Quiet as kept is probably my least favorite thing that I do, but it's brought in enough money for me to continue to move and grow and pay off most of the things that I need to pay off. But again, it's not sustainable. And so that brings me to what I do on those days that I'm not serving. If I don't have a t-shirt, I am studying AI and technology. And the reason why I'm studying AI and technology is because that's something I've always wanted to do. This ain't it. I heard this guy say that he said that hustling keeps people poor. Like hustling mentality, like you're always grinding, you're always doing that. And that's what it kind of made me think of. Like I remember years ago, I'm a big time believer in God. And so I remember years ago praying and just kind of realizing like, okay, I needed to make a major shift. And that part of that major shift was me having to change the way that I not just seen money, but the way that I started to receive it. And I'm going through another one of those. I remember at that time, though, God was telling me, and I could be whatever, God was telling me like the buying and selling Facebook market, like those, I would drive 30 minutes and then drive 45 minutes this way to go buy something and then sell it for like a $30 profit. And I felt like I was hustling. It's like the worst, you know what I mean, thing ever. And I remember God telling me that he had something bigger for me in my future. And so I stopped hustling and going to Facebook Marketplace and things like that. And it allowed me to open my mind to be more creative and put in systems, you know, which allowed me to kind of grow this a little bit more. Well, now I'm feeling another one of those shifts as if God is telling me to expand the way that I'm thinking, expand the way that I am moving, you know, and it's okay for me to want to do that. And so the way that I see opportunity is completely shifted. And so one of those changes, it's like, it's the idea that what got you here won't get you there. Like I had to change a lot to get where I'm at now. And now I realize for me to get to the place that I'm trying to go to, I had to completely remove everything about myself. And I realized this about a year and a half when I actually cut my dreads off. I had dreads down to like down here, cut them off, um, changed my style, threw away a lot of the things that I had, and started just embracing things differently. I started communicating different. I started reading different things, watching different stuff. And so this led me to where I am now, which is realizing, okay, there's still a lot of things that I need to like shake out about myself. And one of the major ones is realizing the skills that I'm going after, the way I'm viewing money again has to change. The way that I'm viewing relationships has to change. And just a whole different energy about life and about what I'm doing to make a major difference, you know. So I don't know if y'all going through a similar thing, or if you ever have been through a similar thing, like let me know, like drop a comment, do anything, whatever. But what y'all about to do is follow my journey. Again, I don't know if I will do this often, you know, be pressing, but again, like I said, it's something that's been on my mind that I have to change. I got to shift. And like what I'm doing, if I'm being honest with y'all, it's just not making no fucking money. Like it could be because I'm not pushing it enough, but there are better ways to make money. And I think it's harder when you see other people are figuring things out. And you feel like if they can figure it out, I can figure it out. And so I'm tired of playing small ball. I'm not a service-based business person. I don't want to do that. And so I don't know. Like I said, if you feel it, if you've been in that down that road, or if you have any insight, let me know.